Do you know who you are? Unlock the millionaire mindset. This question will either terrify you or liberate you, because the honest answer determines whether you'll spend your life struggling financially or join the ranks of those who create wealth effortlessly. Most people think they know themselves, but they're actually living from an identity that was programmed by other people's limitations, fears, and small thinking. An identity that acts like an invisible prison, keeping them from the financial success they desperately want. Interests. Here's what Napoleon Hill discovered during his groundbreaking research. Every millionaire underwent a complete identity transformation before achieving wealth, while unsuccessful people remained trapped in self-concepts that guaranteed mediocrity. Your current self-identity is either your greatest asset or your biggest liability. There's no middle ground when it comes to building real wealth. What you're about to learn isn't just personal development theory. It's the exact identity blueprint that transformed ordinary people into extraordinary success stories. But I must warn you, once you understand who you really are versus who you've been pretending to be, there's no going back to comfortable mediocrity. Most people live their entire lives without truly understanding who they are at their core, and this fundamental identity confusion becomes the invisible ceiling that caps their financial potential forever. Your self-identity isn't just about personality traits or career titles. It's the deep-seated beliefs about what you deserve, what's possible for you, and most importantly, what kind of person you believe yourself to be when it comes to money and success. Napoleon Hill discovered that every wealthy individual he studied had achieved something remarkable: complete alignment between their financial identity and their actual capabilities. The devastating truth is that most people unknowingly program themselves for poverty through language patterns that reinforce limitation. Phrases like "people like me don't get rich" or "I'm just not a money person" become self-fulfilling prophecies that their subconscious works tirelessly to prove correct. Your brain is constantly seeking evidence to support your current identity, which means if you see yourself as someone who struggles financially, you'll unconsciously make decisions and overlook opportunities that maintain that reality. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about recognizing the profound difference between who you think you are and who you're truly capable of becoming. Consider this. Jeff Bezos wasn't born with a millionaire mindset. He developed it by gradually expanding his identity from small online bookstore owner to global e-commerce revolutionary. The transformation didn't happen overnight, but it began with a fundamental shift in how he saw himself and his potential. But there's a specific technique Hill discovered that can accelerate this identity shift dramatically. During his intensive study of over 500 successful individuals, Napoleon Hill uncovered a pattern that would change how we understand wealth creation forever. Every millionaire had undergone what he called an identity metamorphosis before achieving significant financial success. This wasn't accidental self-improvement. It was a deliberate process of mentally rehearsing and embodying their future successful selves until that identity became more real than their current circumstances. Hill observed that wealthy people didn't just set goals, they completely reinvented who they believed themselves to be. The blueprint involves 3 distinct phases that Hill documented across dozens of case studies. First, the complete rejection of their limiting identity through what he called creative dissatisfaction. Then, the conscious construction of their new wealth consciousness through detailed visualization and mental rehearsal. And finally, the daily practice of living from that new identity even before external circumstances changed. Andrew Carnegie, one of Hill's key mentors, spent months visualizing himself as America's steel magnate before he owned a single foundry, speaking and acting from that identity until reality caught up with his mental programming. What Hill discovered was revolutionary for its time, and remains largely misunderstood today. Successful people don't wait for success to change their identity. They change their identity to create success. This process requires what Hill called definiteness of purpose, combined with unwavering faith in your new self-identity, even when external evidence suggests otherwise. Modern neuroscience now confirms that this identity-based approach creates faster and more permanent changes than traditional goal-setting methods. Yet most people make one critical mistake that sabotages this entire process. Your current financial identity was constructed unconsciously over years through experiences, observations, and inherited beliefs. But your millionaire identity must be architected intentionally with the precision of a master engineer. This isn't about fake it till you make it superficiality. It's about identifying the specific characteristics, habits, values, and mindset patterns that define financially successful people and systematically integrating them into your core self-identity. The most successful entrepreneurs understand that identity change precedes behavioral change, which precedes circumstantial change. Start by studying the identity markers of people who've achieved the level of financial success you desire. How do they think, speak, dress, spend their time, make decisions, and view challenges? Notice that millionaires don't just have more money. They have fundamentally different relationships with risk, opportunity, value creation, and problem solving. Your new identity blueprint should include specific details about how your millionaire self shows up in daily situations, from morning routines to business meetings to family conversations. The transformation accelerates when you begin making decisions from your new millionaire mindset rather than your current circumstances. Ask yourself, what would the millionaire version of me do in this situation? This question alone can revolutionize your choices around time management, relationship building, skill development, and financial investments. Successful people like Oprah Winfrey and Richard Branson consistently report making major life decisions from their vision of who they were becoming, not who they currently were. However, there's a specific daily practice that makes this identity shift permanent. Every thought you think and every word you speak either reinforces your current self-identity or builds your new one. There's no neutral ground in the game of mindset transformation. The wealthy understand that identity isn't a one-time decision, but a daily choice that requires consistent reinforcement through specific practices that most people never even consider. This system involves strategically programming your subconscious through morning declarations, evening reviews, and throughout the day identity check-ins that gradually make your millionaire identity feel more natural than your old limiting one. Your morning identity session should include specific declarations about who you are, not what you want to become. Statements like, "I am a person who creates tremendous value and attracts abundant compensation," or "I am someone who sees opportunities where others see problems." These aren't affirmations hoping for change. They're identity declarations that program your reticular activating system to notice evidence supporting your new wealth consciousness. Follow these declarations with specific actions that your millionaire identity would naturally take, even if they seem small or insignificant. The evening review process involves examining your day through the lens of identity alignment. Celebrate moments when you acted from your millionaire identity and learn from situations where you defaulted to old patterns without self-judgment. This isn't about perfection. It's about conscious evolution toward the person capable of achieving your financial success goals. Successful people like Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone maintain detailed journals tracking their identity development, understanding that self-awareness accelerates transformation. But there's one identity trap that can undo months of progress. The most insidious obstacles to millionaire mindset development aren't external circumstances, but internal identity anchors. Deeply embedded beliefs, relationships, and environments that constantly pull you back toward your old self-identity, like invisible chains. These anchors include family members who remind you of past failures, friends who feel threatened by your growth, physical environments that reinforce limitation, and most dangerously, the familiar comfort of your current identity, even if it's not serving your financial goals. Napoleon Hill observed that many potentially successful people self-sabotage right before major breakthroughs because their new identity feels foreign and uncomfortable compared to the familiar patterns of their old self. Your brain perceives identity change as a survival threat and will create elaborate rationalizations, sudden crises, or logical reasons why you should return to your previous limitations. Recognizing this pattern is crucial because it allows you to push through the discomfort instead of retreating to false safety. The solution involves gradually expanding your comfort zone while simultaneously reducing exposure to identity anchors that reinforce limitation. This might mean changing conversation topics with certain people, redesigning your physical spaces, or temporarily limiting time with individuals who consistently remind you of who you used to be. Remember, you're not rejecting your past. You're consciously choosing your future wealth consciousness over inherited limitations. This process requires courage because it means outgrowing relationships and environments that no longer support your evolution. But it's absolutely essential for permanent mindset transformation. This isn't just about changing your mindset. It's about completely revolutionizing who you believe yourself to be at the deepest level. Because your financial identity determines your financial reality more than any strategy, technique, or opportunity ever could. The question isn't whether you can develop a millionaire mindset. It's whether you're willing to release the comfortable familiarity of limitation to embrace the magnificent person you were designed to become. Interests. Every day you delay this identity transformation is another day your current circumstances grow stronger. Roots in your reality. The wealthy aren't just different because they have money. They have money because they became different people first. Your future self, the one with unlimited wealth consciousness, is waiting for you to make this identity shift right now. If you're ready to discover who you really are beneath all the programming and limitations, subscribe to our channel and activate notifications. We're diving deeper into Napoleon Hill's identity transformation secrets that most people never learn. Your millionaire identity is calling. It's time to answer. Which version of yourself will you choose to become?